Hello. Welcome back, everybody. My beautiful casuals here for another post-show. UFC 303 is wrapped up in the books. I'm your boy, Kyle DiOrio, and I'm here with my lovely partner,
Robert Dylan Vasquez. What's up, y'all?
You already know what it is. Robert, UFC 303. A cursed show, would you say?
I mean, from the jump. From the jump.
Day of, there's a major fallout that affect our only pick'em.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just a wash because.
No, you know who gets bragging rights? Dan Ige.
Dan Ige does get bragging rights for taking that fight at not after 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's like 4 hours notice, something like that.
That's insane at a catch weight. What was it, 165?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's some tough shit right there. That's a dog, and we'll get to the result in a little while, and we'll talk about the fight later. But that's a move right there. Did you see what Dana said? He'll give you whatever you want. Did you see what he tweeted for? He wants Ryan Garcia in the case.
Oh, the Sphere.
Yeah, at the Sphere.
Sure. I don't know. With Ryan Garcia and all his craziness going on, you've seen that recently, correct?
Yeah, I saw something. What, did he get popped for something?
No. Yes and no. So he took 2 tests. He took tests all the way up until his training camp. They did is like the picogram, John Jones kind of thing.
Yeah.
For Osterine, 1/1000th of a gram or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. Ryan Garcia is officially expelled from the WBC because
what did he do?
He went on one of those X. It's called X now. One of those X lives and was spraying "fuck Muslims, fuck N-words, fuck bro."
Oh my!
Fuck George Floyd. Bring George Floyd. And I don't condone any of this. I'm just telling you what he said.
Yeah.
Got the president of the WBC was like, yeah, I'm exercising my power to ban Ryan Garcia from boxing. Which people, I'm not saying what he did was okay, but those are words and those are tweets, and that's not cool. But there are literal women beaters. There are some very big and active criminals in boxing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it might be possible to have that at the Sphere, because you know how Dana is with freedom of speech. I don't know about that. I don't know about that level, but
yeah, that's pretty heinous.
Look it up when you get a chance. It's
Ryan Garcia, man. What a this dude was like this bright young star. Then he had that weird psychotic break a few months back that was really Garry.
That was staged, apparently. That's what he came out after the fight and was like, yeah, we got videos, we got this. It's all fake. I'm like,
dude's got some issues that it's just got to be fixed.
He definitely has some issues, right?
Yeah. Anyway, what did you think of the show overall?
I think for it being, I think it was hectic. I think it was very hectic. I'm glad that you had the first fight of the night to kind of calm me down, because our boy Ian Garry, he sure went out and was faster than MVP. He was more accurate than MVP. He put on a better fight than MVP. Are you kidding me, dude?
That was pitiful to see that after all that trash talk. I really was like, you suck, dude. I mean, I get it. You're going for the win, but you can't be this loudmouth piece of shit and then hold on to the dude for 3 rounds.
Under deliver, really.
That's pitiful. That's really bad. Like, if that's like, some more quiet fighter that doesn't talk shit and is just out there to win, that makes sense. I get it.
I agree.
But like, nah, you can't do that and be the next Conor McGregor.
Yeah,
Conor would have never in his life on his upcome would have done anything like that.
You go out and you put on a fight, dude. That's what you do. And he did for a little bit, but I think MVP threw a kick and he got lucky and like caught it.
Yeah.
He got lucky or whatever. But he caught it, followed him to the ground, had his back. Now, when I say had his back, he was on his back with the leg triangle, with the rear naked, and he had it. He had it behind the head. He had it palm to palm. Dude, and he just couldn't fit. Now, I'm not taking anything away from MVP. He should have finished that fight. If you would have finished him, okay, cool. The grappling was worth it.
Yeah, that'd have been one thing. Like if he choked him out right there. But I mean, that was in, like you said, and then he's all of a sudden out, brother.
And he's honestly lucky. I don't know how much of the commentary you caught, but they were kind of, Joe Rogan and DC were like, he's rolling. MVP's rolling to the wrong side. When they have that leg triangle, you want the foot that's interlocked. You want that pressed up against the mat, you relieve that pressure. He was turning the wrong way, so you're lucky MVP didn't know what he was doing. Not saying he doesn't, but in that moment, he didn't know what he was doing.
Right, he's not a grappling guy.
He was piecing Ian up, dude. He was the ins and outs, the little.
Let's take a look at. Let's see if I can see the significant strike difference here, because that would be. So total strikes. So total strikes thrown or total strikes is 65 to Ian Garry and 52 to Michael Venom Page, but Michael Venom Page landed 21 significant strikes to his 19, so he was definitely landing more of the clean strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's just not a good look. You can't. Ian is like the biggest punk. You talk all this shit. You talk so much shit, and then that's what you do is you wrestle fuck a guy who's. I mean, it looks like you're scared of his striking. You know what? I understand that. Like if you're worried about the man striking, but you can't talk shit and do that.
Well, just say that. Don't come out and say that I'm younger, I'm faster, I'm more precise, my precision, blah 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 blah. You're trying to manifest something that's not real. And then there was something about how MVP reached out to the Brazilian camp, shoot the box.
Yeah,
and
I heard about.
He's like, your confidence is fucked, and he's just like, he was just trying to get something, and he didn't even need it. He didn't even need it for your pity pat striking. Fuck you.
Think Ian Makoko Garry is probably like the most hated fighter on DC MMA.
Oh, 100%. And you could say, okay, Robert, you're just mad because he resides and fights for Brazil. Now, I'll leave that up for interpretation. I just don't like the kid. Whether he's a carbon copy of Conor McGregor, BBL Conor, like
BBL Conor, dude.
I don't really care. There's a way to go about doing things. And it's like, oh, Robert, you're not in the spotlight. You're not in the limelight. You can say whatever you want. Yeah, but I've thought about it many a time and what I would say and how I would come off and if I would use a character or not. But if you're going to do that, if you're going to go down that path, I have studied characters before, and this is one of the worst ones.
It's pretty bad. All right, so, both of our picks lost here. Sadly, let's. Who would you like to see Makoko fight next?
Colby Covington.
Really? Dude, after that Leon performance, you're not a little worried he might lose?
He broke his foot, dude. He broke his foot in the first 30 seconds.
All right.
And then he fought for 5 rounds on a broken foot. And he wasn't really known for his wrestling like that, like a Usman level. And even Usman couldn't really. Leon's that dude.
Yeah, Leon came out of nowhere. Not really.
Not really.
He came out of nowhere, but like
he was halted.
Expected him to be this far up.
He was halted. I agree with you. He was halted.
It's crazy how things can change. What about Michael Venom Page?
Everybody's screaming, Wonder Boy, give him Wonder Boy.
That'd be a fun fight.
You think so? You wouldn't think it would be AA and it would cancel each other out?
It could.
There wouldn't be a lot of wrestling, I'll tell you that.
it could end up canceling each other out and be boring, but it also could be very good. So I think it's one of those ones that it's very much worth putting out because just of the name values alone. Um, with a loss to Garry, does Michael Venom Page have a chance at welterweight gold? Really, he's 37, 38.
Matchups, man. It's matchups.
Matchups matter. Or do you think he goes the route? All right, I took my loss. Now do I just go out and have these big name fights and do the Michael Chandler and just try to make as much money while I'm here?
So I don't think that 170 has a lot of high profile names, right?
Not really.
And now I say that you got Vicente Luque and Nick Diaz coming up in Abu Dhabi. Nick is one of the biggest, and I ride on the Diaz brothers, dude. Like those are my guys. But other than Leon, you're not putting Gilbert in there. You're not putting Bilal up there. Colby, yes, but if he's not going to fight Ian Garry, he's definitely not going to fight MVP. I don't know who you put with Michael Venom Page to get him.
It's a weird spot
to get him into a title picture. I don't know. I just don't see that path. Not that it doesn't exist. I just don't see that path.
You either go up or down if you're Michael Venom Page.
You're not going to 55 and 85, dude. Douglas Lima cleaned his clock at 170. So
that knockout is gnarly. Yeah, it was a boring opener. Is what it is.
It was a boring opener.
It should have been an exciting one. I really thought it was going to be, but it wasn't.
Well, kind of for MVP, it was knockout or bust.
It really was at that. All right, you ready to move on to?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Mayra Bueno Silva versus Macy Chasson.
Chasson?
Something like that.
Elbow of steel.
Dude, that was gnarly as fuck.
I wish we could show the cut. I don't want to gross out our people, our fans, our friends.
It's pretty gnarly, dude. It's like one of those ones that, like, most people, you don't want. I don't want to win this way.
Yeah.
But like, that was one precise elbow that caused that gash.
It was one elbow, and then she's laying there.
You won the fight because of that elbow. It's not like, it's not like a freak thing that happened, or like a Nate Diaz where he cuts up every time.
Yeah.
You did that. And I feel the same way. I felt the same way when Yair Rodriguez dislocated Brian Ortega's arm.
Oh, yeah.
Most people get really upset that, you won, you didn't really win. Yeah, you did. You dealt that damage, it's crazy.
It was nasty, bro. It was nasty.
It was real nasty. And it was like a solid little fight up until that point. So, kudos to those ladies, I guess.
You guys should go look it up. If you haven't, I would go look that up. UFC 303 eyebrow cut.
And like, I think the doctor said that's to the bone or something. I think that's why they ended up calling it. And obviously it was in a terrible spot.
I also think the doctor said that it's up to you, Chris Tione. It's up to you if you want to stop it or not. I think that's what he said.
Weird. I know there was. I couldn't hear the audio as well as good, but there was definitely like, I remember there was some kind of weird interaction between the ref and the doctor, almost like the doctor was willing to let it go, but the ref was like, nah.
Yeah, dude. He goes, it's up to you. It's up to you, dude.
Like, what?
You're the doctor. You're the doctor.
This thing was nasty. And it's one of those cuts that they show the replay and you can see it happen. Like, you see the elbow hit and the skin just tear. This shit's wild, dude. I mean, it was just.
So, what's next for Macy Chiasson? Because that's 135, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
you give her the title shot.
Myra just had Maida. She just had a title shot against Rocky Pennington,
Yeah.
and then she got embarrassed. So this is, I believe, her next fight after that loss.
Yeah.
And so
like, this is okay. So one good thing about this kind of loss is like this kind of loss doesn't hurt your standing really.
Well, you didn't get knocked out. You didn't lose.
You didn't get
you lost,
beat.
but you didn't lose.
The winner won.
Mm-hmm.
Indefinitely, but the loser didn't really lose.
No.
Right?
She, like you said, she didn't get beat.
Yeah. But it almost sounds like when you say that you should take away from the winner, but no, it's like a good thing for both people in a way. It's like the best spot a winner and a loser can be in, because the loser's not going to lose anything, but the winner did actually do something.
Yeah.
Let me look at the women's bantamweight rankings, because honestly, I just don't know.
Because whatever is next for Maida, it's not going to be too far off of where she is now. But if you want to give the title shot to Macy, go ahead. You have to wait for Juliana Pena and Rocky to settle their differences, and
that has to happen.
I don't even know when that is.
Now that I'm looking at the bantamweight rankings, Macy may need to win another one, because she's still behind Irene Aldana, who I believe is on a couple fight win streak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, not couple fight. Her only loss, she did lose to Nunez in that really one-sided affair.
Very.
Kayla Harrison is at 3.
I wouldn't want to fight her. God dang, dude.
No, she's something else. Ketlin Vieira, which I don't actually remember. I'll be honest, I don't recognize this girl.
You've seen her fight. You've seen her fight.
I'm sure I've seen her fight, but it's one of those ones I just can't remember. And then you have Juliana Pena at 1. So, bantamweight, women's bantamweight, man.
I think that Macy Chiasson is Kayla Harrison's title to a path to a title shot. I think that's her key to a title shot.
Put that together.
And I think that's the same thing for like the other way around. I think Macy needs Kayla and Kayla needs Macy. I think that's the next fight.
Put that to fight together. Let Juliana and Raquel do their thing, and whoever wins that one, Kayla versus Macy, or Kayla versus Irene, or Macy versus Irene. Probably Kayla. Kayla's definitely going to be in this fight, but any one of the other two, I could see either one.
Because she beat the perennial gatekeeper, Holly Holm.
God, Holly. Holly still wants to fight, she said.
Sure. I mean, let her do her thing. She knocked out Ronda. She can knock out Kayla.
She can do it, yeah. Anything's possible, I suppose. Any more thoughts on women's bantamweight?
No, I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's move on to Anthony the Lionheart Smith versus Roman Dolidze at light heavyweight. What a turd of a fight.
I'm glad you said it, dude.
They showed why they lost the co-main event spot.
Yeah.
Like, you go from this. It's so weird that this fight originally was Khalil Roundtree versus Jamal Hill.
Imagine the banger that would have been.
That would have been a banger. That would have been an amazing fight. Somebody's going to sleep. And it goes all the way down to Anthony Smith and Roman Dolidze. And Roman Dolidze...
Two household names.
I know. Anthony Smith is not... I'm not a big fan of Anthony Smith. This dude puts on a sleeper every time he's in there.
Well, he has this...
Unless he's getting his ass beat. And just taking it, like...
He used to have this aura about him. And I feel like the aura isn't gone, but it's expected. So when he doesn't follow through, and it's a bad look. And I'm not trying to, talk too much shit on the guy. I like watching Anthony Smith fight, and I actually root for him. But when you go out there and you have all the chances to go, and your coaches are telling you in the corner, you got to let your hands go. You got to let your hands go. And then he comes out there and he's holding, and his kicks are pop, poke, poke, poke. Okay, I get what you're doing. You're trying to set up, and Roman might be a hard guy to prepare for. He might be, because you didn't have that long. He actually, after the loss, right, he tells the guy, Hunter Campbell, he's like, can I get more time next time? Don't step in on short notice. You just said you're going to be the guy that answers the call. You did it. Don't be like, can I get more time?
No. That's what happened. That's short notice fight. Like, and I'm kind of like at the point where like I said it when Volk lost the second time. These short notice fights for certain people are not worth it. For some guys, it's worth it. If you're late in your career and you're like, you need to be careful with your fights, you need to be careful with your matchups if you still want to get to the title. Short notice fight is a terrible decision. But if you're a younger guy, it makes a lot of sense. If you're a guy that's maybe a little bit further away from, Anthony Smith is not near a title shot, let's be honest. So whatever.
Could have been.
Man, when I look at his record, he's like this. He's a fighter who's doing just enough. It feels like to stay on the roster.
Yeah,
but just barely.
He brings eyeballs. Ever since that John Jones fight, people have always rooted for the Lionheart, the underdog, whatever you want to call him. But to your point, and adding mine, it depends on your fighting style. Volk taking a fight on short notice doesn't need to happen because you see what he can do with the full camp versus the Max Holloways of the world. And yeah, it decimates. So when you have that time and preparation, you've been doing everything right, you don't have a lot of injuries, which that's the reason we went with Volk, is because the 2-week camp didn't have a lot of injuries. So it's like, okay, he's fresh, he's ready to go. Man,
that's the saddest moment in MMA history.
One of them for sure.
I genuinely think that knockout led directly to him losing the title.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about Anthony Smith.
So I think Anthony is one of those guys that needs the preparation. I don't think he has the fighting style of like, I can go and beat anybody in the world on any given night. Let me and my coaches watch film, prepare, drill. That's who he, and that's not a bad thing. But don't claim to be, I'm going to be the guy that answers the phone call every single time. And then you do it, cool. Kudos to you. You saved the co-main. Actually, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
And so, go ahead.
We both picked him. I shouldn't have. I should never pick Anthony Smith. I would have picked Carlos Ulberg, and I think I would have been right to pick Carlos Ulberg because after that,
Carlos Ulberg, he'll put your lights out.
Ulberg, he's that dude. I'm excited to see him. I was excited to see him fight. Roman Dolidze was doing that weird dance mid-fight, and Anthony was just laughing about it.
So they've trained together before.
Yeah, but come on, man. This is
you either have that respect where you don't go, or you don't have that respect, and sometimes can put on a barn burner. The second, like DC said, I don't know if you caught the commentary. DC was like, I would have punched him. I would have punched him in the face. Don't dance in front of me. Don't dance in front of me.
And it wasn't like a little tiny, Sean will do a little something, but it's usually really quick.
Yeah.
He was doing this for like a good couple of seconds.
At least 3.
No.
At least 3.
Punch that man. He is clowning on. He just Fortnite danced on you.
He just emoted on you, dude.
He did. He emoted. He was locked in the emote. And this dude, Anthony Smith, he was just laughing.
Punch his ass.
Fucking fight him, dude. You're getting your ass beat, and this dude is clowning you. That's embarrassing, man.
And but to Roman's fault, he wasn't doing that well.
No. He was. I say he was beating his ass, and I think he was significantly ahead. But even still,
not enough to showboat.
Not like a great performance. Like a really sloppy, but I'm still ahead of you.
You didn't make it look that easy.
No.
And the dance didn't enhance anything.
It was so bad. It's just such a dud. The fight was boring.
So we go dud, cut, dud.
Dud.
Are you even excited for the co-main at this point? We can move on. We can move on.
I was I was concerned about the co-main event because, again, kudos to Dan Ige, but he took the fight at 4 o'clock. How much preparation can these two men have for one another and not be a little cautious?
Like you just said, these two men, the real kudos goes to our boy Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
For saying, yeah, I'll take on Brian Ortega at 145. Yeah, okay, I'll take on Brian Ortega at 155. Oh, Ortega's out. Yeah, I'll take on Dan Ige on 4 hours. Because a lot of people are like, oh, Dan Ige took this fight on 4 hours. Diego had a fight.
That's also great. And, Diego also, 4 hours. You're prepping for Brian Ortega, who is a incredible jiu-jitsu fighter, pretty good on his feet, but that's a totally different style. Into Dan Ige, who's this scrappy, it's a different world.
I commend Diego Lopez for what he did.
Both these guys.
Both of them, yes, but I have a little more in my head for Diego Lopez because this could be like, oh man, you ruined everything. You took this fight and you lost. Now it wasn't stupid decisive. It was a good fight.
This was the best fight up until this point.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't a great fight.
No, it didn't.
I'm not even upset about it because, again, it's 4 hours for both these guys. What happened? Brian Ortega got really sick or
flu illness kind of symptoms.
And I get it. Everyone wants. I don't know if anyone's shitting on Brian Ortega. I don't think they should be, but I feel like I just know people at this point. They're probably like, "Oh, you what a bitch."
Well, because this one was short notice as well.
Yeah, you gotta. We're later into Brian Ortega's career. He's doing exactly what he needs to make sure he's on the right path to maybe a title. Mm-hmm. You got to be careful. You got to be careful with your fights, and if you're not 100%, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, and you don't want to show up to a fight and then just get embarrassed by this up and comer. He took the fight thinking he was gonna be healthy, and I don't know about weight cutting like that. I've only done it kind of accidentally. I've never had to fight afterwards, is what I'm saying. So when you have these extreme weight cuts to test your body to its limits, and then you're like, okay, I can't even move right now. Is it the weight cut? Is it your health? Because it said flu-like symptoms, illness like that. So
it seemed like it could have been very easily something in tandem with the weight cut.
Because they didn't just pull out after 45. They go, no, let's just make it a 55 fight. And so Diego was like, okay. And then they were like, well, turns out Brian's not even going to make the walk.
Yeah, we're not even going to be here. Sorry.
So he was the saver. Both of them were the savior of the co-main. Yeah. And then Brian, stepped out. All power to him. Wish him the best. Dan 50K Ige stands up and goes, hey, I'm here. I can be there. Let me, put my trunks on and let me be on my way.
Yeah, I'm on my way. Let me drive up there.
Dude. And so you have Diego Lopez. He's like, who is it going to be? Sure. Yeah, cool. And just goes out and puts on the best show possible. The first two duds that I was telling you about, the cut, we just said our piece about the cut. She didn't really lose. The two dud fights, they should be embarrassed of themselves.
Yeah.
The co-main has had all the makings of a dud. How about, there's nothing to lose. And it's like, okay, there's nothing to lose for you, but for Diego, he could have put on a sleeper. So I give it a little pass that it wasn't a super huge barn burner.
It wasn't his typical performance, but it's like, you could still tell that they did the best they could.
Yeah.
You felt like even though it was short notice, there was a lot of effort here. You didn't feel that in the Anthony Smith and Roman Dolidze fight, but personally.
Diego kind of gassed there at the end.
He did. He was definitely tired. There was a couple shots. I remember, Danny Gay caught him clean a couple of times near the end, and I don't know if he was ever like super wobbled, but it was like a couple of those shots. You're like, oh shit, it could lead to something, right? It was a solid fight given the circumstances.
Kid's a beast. I wouldn't want to fight him.
Nah, Diego Lopez is. I mean, you see that haircut coming for you, brother. You're in trouble.
He doesn't even speak that much English. Has an English tattoo on his chest.
Dude, it's the worst tattoo. Dream, believe, and make it happen. I feel like that's like the kind of tattoo you get. Like if I had like Japanese,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, oh, this means honor or something, and it's just like fucking barbecue chicken or something.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was getting tattooed on him. So, yeah. Any more about our boys?
No. Shout out to them though. You're always welcome on CCMMA.
Definitely shout out, but you know what? I feel like we're running pretty quickly. Let's do a little fantasy booking for old Diego Lopez. Who do you want to see him fight next? You want to see the Brian Ortega run back?
No.
You want to see something else?
I want to see. Fuck Ryan Garcia. I want to see the rematch of Dan Ige, Diego Lopez at the Sphere.
Full camp.
Full camp.
I'd be game with that. I think Ige deserves it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I just want to look at featherweight. Let's look at featherweight. Where you at?
Because Brian's not dropping in the rankings.
Nah, Brian's so close. I want to see. Did I not just see Volk? Oh God.
What?
Oh God, my nightmares are coming back. Volk versus Justin Gaethje is on the books. That's terrible.
That's what they want.
Terrifying.
That's what they want.
I keep zooming in and out, but
so full camp.
My face.
Full camp Volk, right? He can do it, dude. You got to believe in him.
I'm horrified because Justin Gaethje is not the kind of person you want to fight when you've been taking a lot of damage to your head.
Nope. But
God,
Justin Justin just got it. He just got the damage from Max.
He did. I mean, it's going to be a fun fight, but
you think so?
Terrified.
You think so?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, you couldn't pay me to fight Justin. You'd have to pay me a lot to fight Justin Gaethje.
Fuck, dude, that is a.
Do you remember Did you ever see his early days?
I've seen some highlights.
I mean, that's funny because it's Justin the highlight Gaethje.
Yeah.
So did you see him beat up Nick Newell?
I don't know if I've specifically seen it, but
the one arm fighter.
Oh God, I have seen
Justin beat up a guy with one arm. He doesn't give a fuck.
I mean, dude, fuck.
When you're contractually obligated against Justin Gaethje, he doesn't care what handicaps you have, what shortcomings you may have. He's gonna come out and he's gonna try to beat your ass.
Dude, if Volk goes to sleep again, I'm gonna be so sad.
Sleepy Volk, dude.
It's going to be one of the hard featherweight GOAT just losing.
One of them.
Hard line.
One of them.
One of them. If he kept winning, I think it would have been pretty cemented.
Yeah.
But God damn it, man.
And now we have a new 45 GOAT, Ilia Topuria.
Oh, bro. Defense first.
I hate that motherfucker. Sorry,
Dude's got dynamite for fists, but yeah, he's an
idiot. He's an idiot. And I would say that to Ilia's face. And then you know what I would do? I'd single leg him.
Then you'd still get knocked out. You'd go to sleep real quick.
We'll see. We'll see when I run into Ely on the streets. CC's, bruh.
Man. Diego Lopez, Dan Ige, Diego Lopez, Calvin Kattar.
No.
Diego Lopez, Josh Emmett.
How about Diego Lopez, Aljo?
Ooh, that is definitely a step up in competition.
It's time. It's time, bro. I want this kid on the fast track. Darren Till his ass.
Dude, speaking of Darren Till.
Shout out to Darren Till, dude.
From UFC championship
Contender
to Battle of the
to
Memes.
chicken tender.
Dude, what the fuck, man? That's one of the saddest falls ever.
It's got to be studied. You see those tweets or those posts where it's like, yeah, his downfall needs to be studied.
Hey, this one needs to be studied, dude.
He boxed this weekend, guys. He didn't fight in MMA. This whole big boxing return. He was supposed to fight Julio Cesar Chavez on the then Mike Tyson Jake Paul card, and that fizzled out. Jake Paul is no longer fighting Mike Tyson on July 21st. But he was supposed to be on that card fighting somebody that has boxed Anderson Silva. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is no joke. His father was no joke, Julio Cesar Chavez. It comes from a lineage, a family, if you will, of just Mexican killers, right? So Darren Till's like, oh shit, like I get to do this, and everybody's like, kudos to Darren Till. To going to Battle of the Memes. One of those, I don't know what his name is.
Battle of the Memes.
It's one of those Hasbullah kids. Not Hasbullah, but another one. I don't know. He fought on that card.
What?
Yeah.
Boxing is in shambles.
Boxing is in shambles. And now you don't have Ryan Garcia anymore. Because that dude wants to be a fucking idiot troll. Shout out to Ryan Garcia. You're always allowed on CCMMA.
I feel a little terrified. Dude.
Strictly for the views. They're going to get us canceled.
Brother, was it? Oh, it was. It was Borgir, boy.
yeah. Dude, they came out swinging. Their fight lasted longer than Darren Till's. Who did Darren Till fight? Mba Moody? Some shit like that?
I'm trying to find, like, the news, but, like, I can't even find... Like, the last thing I can find about this thing is from June 27th.
Yeah, so the fight ended.
Results.
The fight ended in a clinch with rabbit punches to the back of the head. So Darren Till's got him, and so the guy goes down like Bilal went down with the eye poke, and he's like laying on the ground. He's like, ah. They call the fight a TKO instead of calling it a no contest. They call it a TKO because he can't continue. The guy gets up and proceeds to rush Darren. And so he's like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, not swinging at him, but like up in his face. So Darren's like, bitch, like, you know, using his kicks, using his reach.
I can't let you get too close.
And so they end up getting close to each other. This boxer with gloves on single legs Darren Till.
Darren Till gets taken down in a boxing match.
Make it make sense, dude.
It's just
what have you been working on? You've been working. You really didn't have wrestling defense, which I say that I don't think I could take him down. Actually, fly me out to London, dude. I'll take down Darren Till. Anyways, I didn't see that coming, man. I wanted him to have a good night. There were a lot of fights that day. Well, not fights, but you had the Diaz Masvidal fight. You had Money in the Bank. You had the Battle of the Memes boxing card. I was busy that day. Dude, I was busy.
Fought on the undercard of the Burkier boy. Are you kidding me?
It was last minute. I think he got the notice like Tuesday or Wednesday. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be fighting on Saturday.
I would be like, nah, dude, I can't. I'm not. No. I'm a former UFC contender. I'm not fighting on the undercard of
Boy Getter. Whatever.
Are you kidding me? What the fuck, dude?
So, anyway, like I alluded to, hang on. Let's get on to the real deal. Jorge Masvidal versus Nate Diaz was this past Sunday morning.
I didn't see any of it.
They threw combined, they threw over 1,400 punches. It's just crazy output. It was an all right fight. The final decision was Nate Diaz by majority decision.
A lot of people saying it was a bad call, but I didn't see anything, so I don't know.
It was 95-95 with one judge, 97-93 with another judge, and 98-92 Diaz with another judge. So two of the judges were like all Diaz, which he did have the pressure, popping him, piecing him up. Jorge was landing the more powerful shots. I wouldn't say staggered Nate, but like definitely like stopped his pace. So, man, it was a fun fight. I woke up at midnight. I had taken a nap and I woke up at midnight to watch it. It was worth it. A lot of people are calling it whack, but it was in California. So it's like all the judges were influenced by the crowd. Sorry, dude. Sorry, it was 95% Diaz. Diaz can go anywhere, though. When he was in Texas fighting Jake Paul, it was a Diaz crowd. If he was to go to Miami and fight Jorge, yes, it would be predominantly Jorge, but there's still Diaz fans everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
It was an all right fight. But that being said, let's get back to what we really cared about.
Oh, boy. After a lot of dud to okay fights on the UFC 303 card, we get to the main event.
This was a cherry on top of a very tasteless dessert.
Yeah. The legend that is Poatan grows ever stronger.
God, dude.
So again, this is another short notice fight by a little bit. What, like a couple weeks? How long did they take this fight?
We kind of knew. We were hearing rumblings of no Conor and Chandler for a while, for like 2.5 weeks, week and a half.
It had been going on forever.
These guys probably, as soon as Hunter Campbell or Dana White are hearing like, yeah, Conor may not be able to do it.
They probably were like, all right, boys.
I got Poatan on speed dial. Who's going to fight him? It's not going to be Jamal Hill. Who's it going to be? Do we give it back to Garry? And it's like, fuck it, I guess. Two guys that are down.
Lock them in. Dude, Garry said that he believes Alex uses shamans and dark magic to win. And he asked him to please keep that away from this fight.
So what happened, Kyle? Where are you at? What are you doing while this fight's going on?
I'm sitting there. I'm ready. I'm ready to fucking go for a good fight. Love Alex. We get the Garry walk out. I kind of giggle because he's like standing there like this in the cage. Yeah. He's got this stance going on.
Yeah.
But Garry's there to fucking bang.
Yeah.
Alex comes out. In the first fight, I think there was a little controversy with the stoppage. I think it wasn't the best of stoppages because if you watch it, Garry and Alex kind of go down together after Alex punches him.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost looks like Garry gets tripped up in the fall. Garry does say he's out. He said after the fact, he was like, no, it was a good stoppage. So kudos to him, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you can argue that Garry was piecing Alex up a little bit prior to the...
Maybe confusing him. Maybe with the feints and stuff. You can see where Garry, Alex is at the cage.
It wasn't...
Yeah.
It wasn't your typical, like, Alex is, like dominating.
Yeah.
Moving to this fight, and this is probably Alex's best fight at light heavyweight to date.
I think he broke his toe, and I think that's the most damage he's gotten.
He broke his toe kicking the man in the head,
molly-whopping Garry in the head.
So Alex is working Garry over in round 1.
So the kick was round 2.
Yeah, beginning of round 2.
The end, the bell saves Garry Prochazka.
Yeah.
Because he gets clocked with that left. That's scary. We thought Conor had a left.
No.
Poatan, dude, hands of stone. That left that he has.
That's the most violent weapon in UFC history.
I think so. You talk about the overhand right of Derek Lewis. Okay. The Francis Ngannou uppercut. All right. You've seen what it did to Izzy, Sean Strickland, and I'm not saying whatever about those the heavyweights or whatever. Alex isn't a heavyweight, and the two guys that I just named, Strickland doesn't get hit, Izzy doesn't get hit. So you have, it's not like he's landing all these punches, hundreds of punches or one lucky punch. but it's so calculated. It's so against people who are not supposed to be getting hit.
And that left, it's always like a little short, like little check hook, and it's never like this wild swing, this big wind up like the Ngannou. Just
Yeah.
It's calculated. It's just fucking. And it drops Yuri. Yuri's not out. He's definitely hurt, but he keeps his head up. So when he falls, he doesn't even hit the back of his head. So he's there.
Yeah.
He's not out. We could go to the ground, but no, we're not going to the ground. No calls.
Yeah.
Beginning of round 2
is the only part left of that. The beginning is the only part left.
13 seconds into round 2.
The beginning is the end. Is the beginning.
Dude, Alex throws this head kick, catches Yuri perfectly in the side of the head, and dude. He goes down. His leg bends, kind of like Stipe.
Funky.
Seen that fine?
Funky.
He knocks him the fuck out, dude. It was so impressive. Yuri is the guy sleeping people at light heavyweight, and Alex puts this man down
into the shadow realm.
He's like knockout of the year, maybe.
I just sent you what I told you I was going to send you, and I'm about to pull it up for the peeps right now. You'll never, dude. You'll never see a sadder sight. Look at the expression, the stone cold expression on the left.
It's oh my god.
And the ponytail's all in perfect perfect condition, standing straight up. And then you look at the right, and that is a defeated warrior. Now, is Yuri going to lock himself in a room for 72 hours and in complete darkness and not eat? And I don't even know if he has water during this time. Probably, but he already does that. Victory or loss. This one, he will have time to reflect, but you can just see, man, he's just so... he's so over it in that moment. He's like, fuck, dude.
I just Googled Yuri to see like what he said. What he said after he's calling, he's like, I know I can beat him. He wants a third fight. I think it's over. I think this rivalry's over. I think Alex can. I want to see Alex. I know what I'm about to say. It's probably not going to end up being as good of a fight as I think it would be, but I want Alex and John Jones.
Really?
Dude, just let him have it.
At heavyweight?
Either. I don't care. Heavyweight, light heavyweight.
John's not making light heavyweight.
No, John's not making... Have you seen John? He's not making light heavyweight ever again.
I don't know if John's making heavyweight.
Nah, I know. I think John Russell fucks Alex.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think it's one of those fights that just like put that shit on a pay-per-view, sell $1 billion, and let these guys get some money.
You know what I want to see?
Let's see here.
And I didn't think about it till just now, promise you. I want to see Alex Pereira Poatan versus Ciryl Gane.
That'd be a good fight.
That would be a test without just immediately, you're going to just hold up the heavyweight division with this champ shit. Let me just go beat up Ciryl Gane.
Yeah, I'm cool with the test. I mean, Alex took almost no damage. He said he's ready to go.
He wants to go at 305 is when he wants to go.
Dude.
He wants to fight in Perth, and his coach is like, slow down, because he was back in the gym on Monday, and he considers the Yuri fight a spar. He tells his coach, look, this is my second spar to 305, which you have to cook while the oil is hot. You're 37. Yeah.
He's an older fighter for sure. Like
he's up there. So what do you do? Who do you give him? You're not going back to 85. You know what? Give him Anthony Smith.
You know what? I'd be okay with that because I know Anthony Smith's going to sleep.
God, dang. Worse than the Khalil Roundtree one?
Dude.
No. Give him Johnny Walker. No.
Oh, that would be.
A lot of people want to see him fight Ankalaev. And
Okay.
Ankalaev, Abe Lincoln, said he wouldn't wrestle him for. Hey, I think I can strike with Poatan. Tell you what, I'm not gonna wrestle him for the first 15 minutes.
We'll see how long that lasts.
I don't like Ankalaev. What do you give him? You give him Jan Blachowicz? I know I said there wasn't a lot of star power at 170. There's even less at 205.
At 205 is not the best division. Alex is the reigning star of 205.
Yuri's right behind him.
Yuri, it's like one of those situations. If Alex is not there, Yuri is the man.
Yeah.
And
he proved it already by being champion.
Yeah. I mean, he's a great fucking fighter, and he's just stopped by this dude that's like otherworldly.
Otherworldly is perfect.
It's insane. At this point in his career, let's talk about his perennial rival, Israel Adesanya.
Adesanya.
Who's had the better UFC career at this point?
I mean, Alex, because he's champ.
Well, he's not.
Well, he wasn't champ, but he's champion in two divisions.
It's two divisions, yeah.
Izzy could have been champ, and I would have just said him.
I would agree, man. Like, Israel cleaned out middleweight.
Okay, let's pause right there. Cleaned out middleweight is in beat Paulo Costa, beat Robert Whittaker, beat Yoel Romero, beat Kelvin Gastelum, beat like all the dudes that he had to. I think twice, or no, that was Usman. He beat Whittaker twice.
Beat Whittaker twice.
Didn't have to fight Yoel because that was a snooze fest. Didn't have to fight Costa again because he embarrassed him.
Yeah.
Kelvin was a good fight. That was in the Atlanta card that I think that you went to. Stop, dude. But then Alex comes in and beats him. So it's like, damn it, dude, you just took all that you're taking everything I worked for. So I'm not literally, but okay. So Alex beat that dude. When you go and you're the dude, and then someone beats you, sorry, that dude's that dude now. And even though
Israel got his win back,
got his revenge.
When you think of a career of a UFC fighter, yes, wins is important, right? Mm-hmm. Wins is very important. But the most loved UFC fighters are the ones that win in exciting fashion and have good, exciting fights. Israel, hit or miss when it comes to excitement because of his style. Mm-hmm. Maybe you could argue he's, technically the best striker ever, possibly.
Shit the bet against Sean Strickland.
Yeah, he really did. It can lead to a boring fight, though.
Mm-hmm.
Alex, on his way up, is just knocking people the fuck out.
Yeah. Has he even went to a decision yet?
I think so.
He went to a decision versus Jan for the title.
So, win by method, KO, TKO, 82% of his wins is that. Decision 2. So he's had 2 decision wins.
Against who? Jan Blachowicz.
Jan. Some guy named Silva in 2022.
Probably really early on.
Yeah, it was like his second fight in the UFC.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, Silva. just a dude known for destruction.
Like just sleeping people. Cold.
I'd like to see him fight Tom Aspinall, but Tom Aspinall has to get through Curtis Blades, who they're both really good wrestlers. Which Tom is surprisingly a good wrestler for where he is, like London and Manchester and stuff. England's not known for their wrestling.
Not really.
Curtis Blades he will take you down and he'll elbow you, and you're lucky if you get up. That's why I was so wary about him versus Derek Lewis, because I was like, man, I want Derek to win. Nothing against Curtis Blades. I watched Curtis Blades in Raleigh. He came out to the Mortal Kombat theme song.
It's kind of dope.
And I was immediately like, yeah, I need this guy to win.
That's kind of dope.
So, with the winner of that, they're not going to turn around on Perth because that's 304. And then Perth is 305. So I don't know who Alex has in mind to fight in 305. It's not heavyweight. Or it's not the heavyweight champ, rather.
I'm gonna look at let's look up what's 305 got at the moment. So we got Dricus Israel at flyweight co-main, Kai Kara France, Steve Urseg, heavyweight Tai Tuivasa, Rosenstrike.
Yeah.
Junior Tafa versus Walter Walker.
Who the fuck is that?
Walter Walker? He's 11-1, but I don't know. I don't think I've heard that name before.
Debut? You giving him Tafa in your debut?
I've seen this guy before. No, maybe not. He looks familiar, but I don't. No, I think he's had a fight in the UFC, but it was either called off or something. King Casey O'Neill, I like her, versus Teresa Bleda. So, like, I mean, there's probably room for another big name fight here. If your co-main event, and I like Kai Kara France and Steve Urseg, but that's not the strongest of co-main events of all time.
It's replaceable.
You can slip Alex somewhere on this card.
Yes, you can, but you're not gonna put a heavier weight under a lighter weight.
What if
you're talking about Alex coming in and stealing the main event?
Yeah. So, well, not if it's not a title fight, it wouldn't be.
So it'd have to be a heavyweight.
Yeah, which is fine.
He wouldn't. Yeah.
So maybe like, what if you get like Tai Tuivasa or Rosenstrike to drop for whatever reason, one of those drops? What do you think of just inserting him in there against one of those guys?
I think Poatan fucks either of them up.
I do too, and I think that's a good spot. I love Tai Tuivasa, obviously, but like he's not.
What about Pavlovich? Cyril Gane or Sergey Pavlovich?
Well, that'd be a great fight, but Sergey's coming off of that
knockout loss to Tom.
Knockout loss. No, he just lost to the other blonde.
Oh, Volkov? Yeah, I forgot about that fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, give Volkov Poatan.
Dude, let's see that. Yeah. I'd love to see Alex at 305.
Give him 3 belts. I'm ready for it.
It may not be realistic, but I'd love to see it.
I'm ready. I'm all behind Alex Poatan, dude.
We're getting a little ahead of ourselves because the next show will be UFC 304 from London, England, baby.
Manchester or London?
Manchester, England.
Where you have the greatest
card.
You have the greatest welterweight contender of all time finally getting his chance at the gold.
What's his name?
I don't remember.
I can't remember the guy's name.
It's so weird. He should have like a nickname that's like remember the name.
Yeah, you'd think. Yeah, dude. I want Leon to knock him out. I don't.
I want him to be decisive.
Bilal is one of the most unlikable dudes. Bilal is unlikable, but not like I don't hate the guy.
He's not Ian Garry unlikable.
No, he's just like he's just such a.
Is he? Hang on. In the rankings of unlikable, I have Brazilians usually.
Oh my god.
Usually, I have Aljo, and then at the top of my list, I have Ian Garry.
Where's my number one?
Where does Bilal fit? Because Aljo, he is media sabotaging when it comes to him, like his work or whatever he does in the media. Bilal, people just don't care. He has no heat. He's not over. People just don't give a fuck. And I think that's what I mean by like I don't like Bilal. I don't dislike him like you said. I don't hate him, but I just don't give a fuck.
Likeable.
I just don't give a fuck.
I think it's because he's got this almost like fake. I think he's one of these guys that is probably a pretty cool dude, but he's got this fake loudmouth persona he puts on just so he gets his name out there, which I get it. It's just not for me.
Is his name out there though?
I mean, he's finally got his title shot. So
There was no one else.
I know he finally got it. We'll
God.
see. I think this is probably going to be a pretty good card overall, though. You got Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades. You got Bobby Green, Patty Pimblett.
Correction.
Something happened?
He's no longer Bobby Green. He
did.
He changed his name to King.
King Green?
Yeah.
Whatever.
King Green.
King Green versus Patty Pimblett. Muhammad Mokaev versus Manel Kopp.
That one should be all right. As long as Manel doesn't go out there and drop the F word again.
I know, dude. No.
I'm not talking about fuck people. I will.
No, yeah.
Well, this is a pretty explicit show. I'm not gonna go that far.
It rhymes with Bob Saget.
Yeah. We're not doing that.
Obviously, can't say that. It's not a good word. But, man, when he dropped it, it was like the funniest intonation I've ever heard someone say that word with.
Was it the second one of the night?
Yeah, there was for some reason, everyone was dropping that night. And I don't know why. And was that the first or the second one?
I think it was the second because the first fight was like an earlier prelim kind of fight.
Yeah, because, DC immediately was like, no. But, man, I think that would be a pretty good fight. And then you got a featherweight fight, Arnold Allen, Giga Chikadze.
That's a good one.
This is a good card. We're finally getting back to some good cards because, there was some, in the wake of 300.
Was there even a 301?
I don't think so. I think we just skipped right over 301.
302 was heartbreaking.
Dude, I don't know if I've just blocked 302 out of my mind or what, but I don't remember it.
Islam Poirier?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
There's a reason you blocked it. It's fine. 301 just didn't happen. Like you were about to say, in the wake of 300, it's hard to recover from that.
Yeah, that's a lot. You have a lot of top stars on that card. It's going to take some time, and I think we're finally getting back to, status quo. 303 or 304... 303 would have been a good card.
Yeah.
304, barring any crazy bullshit, should be a really good card, and I'm looking forward to it.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll be coming to you live. Well, not live, but you know what I mean.
We can.
Soon.
We can if you want.
Dude, if we could stream a show live, that'd be kind of fun, but
we could.
Maybe down the road. I think that needs to be a special occasion.
Let's talk about it more before
we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
If you're watching this show up to this point, and you guys never comment, so you probably don't listen to me, but if you're watching up to this point and you think we should do a live stream show at some point in the year, just comment down below. Just say, hey, I like the idea of a live stream. It might be fun. We do this in one take. This isn't. Yeah. There's no editing here. We've very rarely cut camera.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. We can do it. If you think we should do it, type "fuck it." We'll do it live in the comments.
I think that might get flagged. Maybe just F it.
Freak it. We'll do it live.
Freak it. We'll do it live.
Live from the couch, the casual couch.
The sensational sectional.
The sensual sectional.
Sensual sectional.
But yeah, we got more shows coming to you. We got some good cards upcoming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to talk about today?
I think that's it, man. I think we're all casualed out for today.
Hey, well then, boys and girls, we love you. This has been UFC 303 post show. Chama out.
Chama out.